So we now get underway with our next race, which is Heat 3, A versus B for X30 Senior. Your starting grid will be as follows. Matthias van der Kerkhoff starts on pole position, the fastest of all drivers in time qualifying this morning. He'll be joined by Zem van der Heyden alongside on the front row. Victor Louis and Julien Sorville round out row 2 ahead of Clément Outron and Ostricourt. Clément Massot and François Delati with Alexis Constant and Roberto Baz round out your top 10. Charlie Gloom and Fares Jalil round out row 6 ahead of Marcus Gloom and Mirko Wolters. Zachary Gernon and Joey Brown round out row 8 with Kaz Orthaus, Jules Van Hul, Dennis Bowman and Keanu Vellens rounding out your top 20. Ellie Dax will be joined by Simon Lecroix on row 11, with Florent Diodard joined by Thibaut Veyers on row number 12. And rounding out the final row on the grid, Rafael Boulao and Raffaele Santocorno. So into the tram lines we go for heat number 3. I'm trying to see whether we are under green flag conditions. I haven't seen the timer countdown as of yet. The drivers wiggling from side to side under braking. Looks like we are under green flag conditions, but I haven't seen the timer drop down yet at the moment. However, they head through into turn number 4, into 5, into the double left here at 6 and 7 down the bump and using the outside curving. So Clément Massot made the early jump on Ostricourt, but more to the point, there is an absolute scramble going through the chicane. Don't make it too wide through there. It can be just so there can be a little bit of careless over exuberance sometimes, as Matthias van der Kerkhoff now finds himself down in 3rd position. I would imagine that's probably more than likely going to be Victor Louis that is going to be leading the way. Yes, that is a glance at the 216's number that I've just seen. Clément Outron in 2nd, Matthias van der Kerkhoff. Then a bit of a gap, 1.4 seconds back to Alexis Constant, who's got Clément Massot as Clément Outron dives for the race lead. Van der Kerkhoff dives through as well as Victor Louis drops from 1st to 3rd in turn 3. And they go into the double left. It's very, you've got to be very committed here, very accurate on your entry and exit. But you can just see how hard that cart's being hustled. Van der Kerkhoff through for the race lead on Clément Outron. Dived in, millimetre perfect, got the job done, and did not want a second invitation. Victor Louis is trying to see if he can scramble through. Outron's back in the race lead again, through on Van der Kerkhoff. This is an almighty squabble at the front end of the field, and Van der Kerkhoff dives to the inside at turn 1. Quelle bagarre fantastique à tête de la course en ce moment entre Van der Kerkhoff, Victor Louis et Clément Outron. And now look what's happening behind. Alexis Constant, Clément Massot. Oh, a little bit of a look there from I think that was Clément Outron up the inside of Victor Louis going into turn 6 and 7. Incredible stuff. But look at the peloton. It is starting to expand. I count at least a dozen carts in very much contention for the early race lead. As all moment there for Van der Kerkhoff. Victor Louis gets back through. Uton's trying to dive to the in, trying to dive here, there, and everywhere. And now the scramble really begins. And this is where you're going to see drivers looking for that extra millimetre or two. And diving to the inside, was that Clément Massot? It was on the TB kart, but he gets out Fox going into turn number one. And again, it is a case of the top two have bolted. Everyone behind from third backwards is squabbling. I'm not going to start counting these on an audible, but I see at least in the second peloton, that is 11 karts. Incredible how close these drivers are. As one of the CRGs is going to be pushed a little bit wide. Oh, someone dives to the inside through the chicane. It just goes to show how millimetre perfect you need to be here at certain parts here at Ostricourt. You can lose a lot of time. A lot of time. That's Sam van der Heyden. I think was battling away with Oscar Gutschow. And now the floodgates have opened behind. Everyone's got their elbows out. The Stanley knives are attached and they're sharpened to they're sharpened like a good old katana from a samurai. But at the front end of the field, Victor Louis and Matthias van der Kerkhoff has gone, oh, well, we'll leave you all to have your battle behind us. And more to the point, a great way for the weekend here at Ostricourt Racing Kart. JPR to kickstart round 2 out of 6. And a little bit of elbows and a little bit of shoving, a little bit of hip check there. One driver's just lost 5, 6 positions within 3 corners alone. And that would have been Roberto Buzz in the number 285, who's running 10th. So might be down towards the bottom part of the top 15, or maybe even to the bottom part of the top 20. So this just goes to show how quickly things can change on a sixpence as they hurtle at Herculean speeds across the start-finish line here at Ostricourt. So Victor Louis leads. Black and white warning flag going to 340, I believe. Thibaut Weijers. As Matthias van der Kerkhoff has got through on Victor Louis. So change for the race lead. Sam van der Heyden, who has also been competing in the Deutsche Kartmeisterschaft with the Haupt Racing team that are trying to build a pathway through to DTM, the Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters, one of the top tier series underneath the governance of the ADAC in Germany. I did speak to him and one of the guys from Eichmann's Grand Prix earlier on. They said, well, we're going to play it on the fly. We're going to see how he's doing in the championship, whether we stick with one championship or we go to another. So it's dependent on what happens there. 4 1/4 minutes remaining plus an additional lap, and Matthias van der Kerkhoff. What's his lead over Victor Louis? 0.2 of a second. Clément Uton. Sam van der Heyden lighting up the timesheets purple in sectors 1 and 3. Just puts in a 56.5. Victor Louis again looking for the opportunity. But here goes Alexis Constant up the inside, through at turn 3, neat as you like, on Clément Uton, who now has Clément Massot, one of the TB kart drivers. There's Eddie Goldstein back with us again, not as a driver this time, but he is back in a team manager style capacity. Had a nice little chat with him earlier on as well. Good to see a lot of familiar faces, smiling faces as well. Glad to be back here in France. But Matthias van der Kerkhoff prend l'avantage en ce moment entre lui et Victor Louis en deuxième. À propos 1,2 secondes entre les deux. À tête de la course après 6 tours ici en Ostricourt. So after 6 laps, gap is only 2 tenths. But here, now Clément Massot has got a Nassau panel that is not where it should be placed. Looks like the bottom arms or the bottom nut and bolt have come adrift, but now he's managed to get that back into position. That causes you a lot of aerodynamic problems if that... And look, he's turning it left and the Nassau panel is wanting to go right. So I haven't seen whether he's had a mechanical black flag for that one. That possibly could be something that race... Well, I mean, it's still attached. At least it's not upwards and directly compromising his field of vision. Clément Massot has just lost out. I think that's Julien Sauviot on the CRG. So if that Nassau panel was completely off, I would understand a technical flag, so mechanical black flag, aka meatball flag. But Clément Massot still able to keep with the 3 in front, and then behind them, we've got an overtake happening here. Mirko Waters through on Marcus Glum, and they've got Ostricourt just in front of them. Minutes and 50 plus an additional lap still to go in this final senior X30 heat. For the meantime, we still have more racing still to come. We do have the juniors, so I've only got 4 groups this weekend, so 54 drivers in total. But Van der Kerkhoff has the lead of just over 0.33 of the second. Ahead of Victor Louis, Alexis Constant en 3e, Clément Houton 4e, 5e, Sam van der Heyden, 6e, Julien Sauviot. Dans les places 7, 8, 9 et 10, c'est Clément Massot, Ostricourt, Mirko Waters et pilote numéro 210, Marcus Glum. But another attack from Alexis Constant. Une belle bagarre entre les deux pilotes. Houton contre Constant en ce moment après les chicanes. But the main thing is, it is a great battle between the two, but it is allowing Van der Kerkhoff and Louis just to pull away. The gap between second and third was over 2.2 seconds, and now Sam van der Heyden is chasing the 2 in front down. 2 laps to go, and you can hear them coming out of that final corner on the exit curbing, and now Constant is trying to force the opportunity, the window to come to him, but Sam van der Heyden is closing every single corner. Under braking, the Dutchman doing a really, really good job at the minute, but the timer has now expired. Next time around, one of the last lap of this race before we head to Junior X30 racing action for the first time this weekend. Van der Kerkhoff is leading by 4.5 tenths of a second. And now Van der Heyden is sizing up a move on Alexis Constant, the 222, who started on the inside of row number 5, ninth place, let's not forget. But mechanical black flag was being shown. Didn't see it on which number that was. But it is going to be the case that Matthias van der Kerkhoff, who's got nearly a 6/10 of a second advantage over Victor Louis, is going to make it work for him, which will mean we will have 3 different winners from 3 different races so far. So 2:85 gets the time penalty. Roberto Buzz, 2 wheels outside of the tram lines on the start, but you can see via the drone pictures overlooking turns 8, 9, 10, Van der Kerkhoff has got this one under control now after lots of toing and froing between himself and Clément Houton, Victor Louis. Mais le vainqueur, cette manche, c'est Matthias van der Kerkhoff, le pilote de Victory Lane, qui gagne avec un avantage de plus de 1 seconde après 12 tours. So Matthias van der Kerkhoff takes the win by just over 1.1 seconds. Ahead of Victor Louis, Clément Houton rounds out the top 3 positions after really scrapping between the trio. Clément Massot looks to have retired, unfortunately, on lap number 11, so 1.5 laps from the end of the race. Didn't make it through the timing beam of sector number 3, but Van der Kerkhoff takes the win. Victor Louis, Clément Houton, Alexis Constant, Sam van der Heyden rounds out your top 5. Julien Sauviot en 6e, 7e pour Ostricourt, 8e Mirko Waters, 9e Marcus Glum, et le top 10 c'est complète par Simon Lacroix. So Simon Lacroix makes up 12 positions. To finish 10th, head of Charlie Glum, Jules Van Hool, François Delati, Keanu Vellens, Joey Brown, Raffaele Santocono, Florent Dennis Bowman, Raphael Boulard, Roberto Baz, who got a 3-second time penalty post-race, Looks like Clement Massot was the one that got the mechanical black flag, so had to pull it in for the skew Nassau panel. Zachary Gernon, Cazortaus, Ellie Dax, Tibor Varias and Faris Jalil ran at the classified finishers. Massot classified 2 laps down.